Okay, so let's start with today's pre-market note. Today is February 28th, month end. February month end is over now. Tomorrow is the beginning of March, and then today was a Monday, right? And this back and forth was expected today, so we were prepared for it. Month end today, wild swing is expected, coupled with month end and Ukraine stuff combined. Okay, so swings were expected back and forth, from both parties. That is the given stuff right of the open, even before open in the pre-market. I knew that, right? So that's why I put it here. You already know that I do not like garbage, right? And as per the last week comments, entire 41.20 to 43.20 is a garbage range, and usually I don't prefer to trade in the garbage, right? Yesterday we traded only above this area. Today on Friday, say this is the top of this. So today consider 43.50 to 42.50 as a garbage, right? So above garbage, below garbage you can trade technically. In between you have to rely on real-time information to do back and forth. Today you are allowed to do both. That is what I wrote today. Here, see, you are free to choose either side today within the garbage, right? So when it's a garbage, you never know which side is going to be controlled. So control basically shift buyer to seller, sellers to buyer, right? So you have to read intraday in order to get in and get out for either side within this zone. Okay, so today price, potential and patience are required, right? Potential is when you get in, what is the max target that you can achieve, right? Within the garbage or even outside the garbage, you need to know your targets, right? Price, which price level you get in, and the patience, when to get in, right? And not to get chopped up at poor locations, right? So patience is required for the right trade. Okay, and I'll explain you all these things, potential and all these things. So that is what ES is pretty much, it's all about month-end players, where they want to close. NQ, this is from Friday's pre-market notes, all the levels, right? So 702 became the low of the day, pretty much blowback low today, right? So price was coming from 702, so at least we know that it is coming from one of the good levels, right? And then it went above this, this and this, it go there during RTH, right? But it was seller's line in sand 150, right? So similar story, levels, patience, locations, you are allowed to do both side, all these things. Technically 890 was my key levels, so if price goes below it, then overnight buyers are at risk. Above, they are not at risk. Okay, Russell, it is all about this area, above buyers, below sellers. So Russell pretty much held above this area today. Dow, this area became low of the day, this area became high of the day. See, so Dow still has a sellers in it. Crude, above 96.80, favor longs, below some sellers. So crude did not go above 96.80. In fact, 96.80 almost to the dot became the high of the day around 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So favor sellers below. Okay, gold actually did not work out well today. I did not trade gold, but I had to update the control shift during intraday, which I did not do it in Discord, right? But anyway, above 1898 buyers were there, right? Below 1898 do not bother to trade, and then if price goes to 1890, which is basically today's low in gold, and then price bounced off, but it never went above 1950, right? So no trade in gold today. If you try to attempt at 1898, you might have stopped out. But again, it was not a blind trading, as I clearly explained in Discord. You have to rely on intraday stuff, whatever indicators or whatever you are using. Above this, line up those indicators to go long. Below, do not do anything. Okay, I don't use an indicator. So, but this were the NQ's dream number: 945, 14017. Pretty much today's low came out between these two levels. Or I would say this. Or further away from this, little bit higher than this. But dream numbers are powerful, that I can tell you. So here, even this dream number, look at this damn thing. That was the old naked dream number, did not get tested before, and today look, that became the high of the day, 266 dotted line. See my point? And this was today's dream number, 945 and 17. You can see it, 17 price come close to it and bounce in the morning, and later it tried to break below it, but it couldn't, and it bounced from it. See, it's all about dream number to dream number in a way, naked to current dream number and back and forth pretty much, and this 150 was a line in sand. See that? As per pre-market notes, you can check. So when price tested this and yes, 4350, that was our important level, bold area. See, so in Discord, what we discussed in the pre-market, if you remember, that on purpose, so when I published the note, price was actually here, right here, right here at 6 o'clock, right here. So technically, if you look at this, right, this is a resistance, right, because it is a key resistance, 4350. If you look at it, actually yesterday, look at this, see, it was a resistance, right, and technically by this time when I was writing a note, price did not go above it. It got a rejection there, right? So it is still resistance. So I should have kept it as a red color. On purpose, I made this at this time. I made this green as a support, not the resistance, for a reason, right? Because this area was important. It's a key inflection point for today. If price is trading above in the RTH, this area can serve as a support, not a resistance. Turn support idea, pure support. Because in that case I basically ignored the entire overnight down move. That's why today's level were designed ignoring the entire overnight. So if overnight did not happen, right, let's say overnight did not happen, then what? Then this is my support, 50 line. See, yesterday it was 50 line, right? Yesterday it was 50 line support, a resistance, then it broke out, so it turned into support here, right? And then price closed higher, so this is still support. If I ignore overnight, this is support. If I do not ignore overnight, then this become resistance, right? So I have to make a choice what to do. So on purpose I ignored the overnight and make and keep this as a support, and you can see it. After that there was a long there, right? And here there was a short also, but it depends on how price is, here. Sorry, I actually messed it up. So, man, why the hell I do that? Not this one. Actually, this 20 area was a support. Sorry, I was talking about 50, but it was 20. This area was a support, right? So now I have to go back and see here. See, this area was a key yesterday. We took the long from here after this area was taken out, right? And then price closed higher. So this area is officially my support, right? And then overnight price was trading below it, so this area I can make it as a resistance, but on purpose I kept it as a support right here, at this time. And then later on price came down and then went up, right? And then it came down and it was holding here before the open. Even went down below to 43.10, this level, right? But it bounced from this level, right? So this level 43.8 or so, on purpose I kept it here also, right? In the pre-market when price was trading right here, So now if you look at pre-market, this area held, this VWAP held, right? So in that case you want to see what? This area turn into resistance, right, in the pre-market itself after whatever that 9 o'clock. But look at what happened. After that price opened right into this area. Ideally it should have got a rejection right before it, right? But it opened right here and somebody decided to step in. See my point? So that's why I kept it as a support, not resistance. If I kept it as a red color, one of you guys would try to short it here, which I don't want you to do it right off the open, And also I didn't want you to do buy off the open, but you want to just observe it, and you can see it. Buy stepped in right there, right? So that making a call as a support, keeping this as a support was the right thing to do, based on these things. You can see it now. It's a proven stuff. Then what happened? Then price went higher, but as per Discord what we discuss is, as long as price is trading below 43.56, this area, and below this I'm not going to go long, so I will basically ignore this area unless price goes up, come back down, and if I see something, then I would go long, otherwise I would not. Otherwise I would wait for a breakup, and that is what I did actually. So in fact I shorted it here, because NQ's line in sand 154.50 was matching both resistances, so shorted it, but I took the profit because I knew at that point that buyers are controlling above this area, this area, this blue line, this another blue line, dream number, right? And buyers were also here, so reactionary short, right, both of them. So I build out here, and if you're holding it, you can even take profit here. When price came down here, this is what I said in Discord: bullish divergence, important level, buyers may step in. If you want to go long, you can go long at 26, 25, 24, but a stop has to be below this morning low. NQ also I said you can go long at 67 or this 40 area, but your stop has to be below dream number or morning low. So if you got long here, you might have stopped out. If you went long here, you got lucky. Same thing here. And then if you go in long here, you have to take a profit here or scale here and rest break even. And then price even came down from here, and then it sliced through it, right? So these are the different arrows here. You can see it, right? So because it was not an ideal setup, considering price revisiting here and rejection from this area, it's a month end, anything can happen, right? You're allowed to do both, but I didn't want to fade it here, knowing this is a support lining up with VWAP. I could have easily gone long here, right? But the way price got rejection from here after breakout of this, I didn't want to fade it, to go long. I want to just wait until it takes out this, and the moment it did here, 154 and 50, there you go, you go long right here, and there was a pullback here, you can also go long there. Now most likely, as we discussed in Discord, people are looking for a gap fill, so you can even hold it till gap fill, or in between you can bail out. But when price reached to 74, 75, I said, I tweeted also that statement, right, later on. So right here I said this is a max target for buyers, 70, this area, that is what I said. So, and it's pretty much, you can see it, price tried to go higher, got a rejection, right? But that was a short? No, it was not a short. Considering this on a month end, you do not want to fade against it, knowing that it's the max target. Unless price shows you something, then you can short. Otherwise it is not a test short at the first test, because NQ was above, it's like moving higher and higher and higher. Then this thing happened. Technically buyers are still in control. It could be a pullback too, right? So when price got here, you can't just short it here blindly. However, because price is bounced from this first support, see that? So broken resistance and support, right? Once price goes below this area, now you can short it right here, if you want to go with the flow at that point, right? But I didn't want to go with the flow. Month end, I did not want to try it, because considering this much buying going on with this much momentum, AD trending higher, I didn't want to go short right here, because it can technically come here, pause, and then go higher, So, and also NQ was above 154. So once NQ goes below it like this, now I'm ready to short. Yes, went below this 50 like this, now I'm ready to short, right? So when price was here at 105, I tweeted also that statement also. You can see, you can check my tweet also. At 105, I said I'm looking to short at 59, right? So an NQ 185 or so. But damn thing, NQ came to 181 and got rejection. But ES did come to 59, close to it, 58, 50 or so. So I just did a market order right at 58. So at 1:08 p.m., that is where I posted that thing in Discord that I'm going to short at 59, But my real trading was over right here, So I was only supposed to do micros at that point onwards, just play around, So here I shorted it. I also said my target is 42 or lower. So 42 scale, and here I build out completely. So NQ also, if somebody has a front run it, then yes, this was a short. If you are not looking for 185, but if you look at this 154, you can short it. It was a pink line also. Then once after I was out here, after that you can see a breakdown below morning low, right? Now you are ready to short at 23. right here, this key area. And you also same thing, 67.40, and you are expecting price to go down, but I see something here in real time, so that's why I just posted in Discord at that time that hey, something is off, I am seeing buyers, I am out. So I just cut it, my trade. If it was working in my favor, but I just cut it, I didn't feel to hold it, so I cut it. Then price, the same thing, balanced it, right? And then it popped up. That's where, so in Discord I used to give a control shift area. I'm usually giving control shift area, especially after 12 o'clock or so. So I gave a control shift here at ES 34, and NQ I think 160, 150 or so, something I gave it, I forgot even now. But anyway, I saw this thing holding, I think NQ was 75 or so, right here. So it got rejection here, see that? So I took a short here, mini short, but again it held here 23, I was out. And then I went for a lunch and I said, you know what, I'm going for a lunch. So that means I did not trade it after this point onwards. All these things I just watched it. It's a month end, I do not want to mess around. So, and then as usual, month end up and down, somebody bought it and then closed higher. So that be all for today, and I'll see you tomorrow with some more updates for where we are going based on the overnight and tomorrow's price action. And then we might have a clear picture, but we'll see. That be all for today.